Well, get your Skrilla then. I'ma get this money, man. Well, get your Skrilla then. I'ma get this money, man. Well, get your Skrilla then. I'ma get this money, man. Why these niggas say they is? I'ma get this money, man. Well, get your Skrilla then. I'ma get this money, man. Well, get your Skrilla then. I'ma get this money, man. Well, get your Skrilla then. I'ma get this money, man. Why these niggas say they is? The trap money turn to stack money. It's that funny. Used to ride around broke. Look at that dummy. Now that honey is trying to get this stack from me.
And a 2.
And a 1.
Shoot this over here.
Come on now. Come on now.
All right, man. Welcome back to the Durka podcast, man.
Chill.
We want to start this off, man, as always. Not as always, but we want to start it off by saying R.I.P.
Yes,
R.I.P. to our fallen ones, man.
Yeah, man. My condolences to you, bro.
Man, you already know it's love, man. It's just a bad. It happens, man, but it's just hard to deal with sometimes, you know.
Yep.
So we dealing with it, man. But just keep us in y'all prayers.
Yeah, because that's a tough one.
Yep. My mama, I know she going through it. She trying to be strong, man. But I can tell, man. Yeah.
Yep, that's a tough one, man. So you gotta forgive us for not being on the air last week, but that's the reason why. So.
Yeah, that's the reason why we wasn't here last week. That was on me, y'all. That's
yeah,
my bad.
Rightfully so, man, because it kind of came at the same time that the podcast is supposed to go live. So
I knew I wasn't gonna be able to hold nothing together, boy.
Right.
It was rough, man.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there, man. Yeah. Like I said, you was just building furniture with them.
Man, we was just tearing down my shed I had built, man, and clearing it all out.
Yeah,
man. Like,
just taking it to the trash. So it was just like, it's really wild that, man, life could be, you know, with us one day and then gone, boom, like that. So it's just a trip, man. Hug on your loved ones.
Yep, it's some unexpected stuff, man, that we dealing with, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. Most definitely hug on your loved ones. Love on them, most definitely, man. Tell them you love them, man.
Yeah. With that being said, R.I.P. Marky D, R.I.P. Tomcat.
R.I.P. to the Kiki, man.
Yeah, R.I.P. to the Kiki. Man, the list has just been growing since we done the show, you know.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show you how valuable life is, man. How precious life is, man. How important it is for you to go and hug on your people, man. Because you don't never know when the next R.I.P. is coming. You have no idea.
Never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we just wanted to touch on that like we always do. Make sure we still repping for our people out there that fell.
Real talk.
But today's topic, we're gonna run with Sundown Towns.
Sundown Towns.
Sundown Towns, do they exist still, or is it is they all gone?
I mean, shit, I'm pretty sure in the state of Oklahoma, with it still being red while Obama was getting voted in, still has Sundown Towns. I ain't no doubt about it.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's some areas right now in Oklahoma that you can get your issue if you fuck around and find out.
It was a whole lot of them, you know, back in the day, I guess.
It was, and
we got some bills passed that stopped it all, but kind of still hid the ones that's still going on, and some of our people still had to deal with that.
Damn, you see this? I just typed in Sundown Town in Oklahoma was the first thing that popped up.
Yeah, man. That's what I had to hit, man. I had to type something else. I was like, why they gonna do us like that, man?
Like, I told y'all gonna fuck around and find out. Like, pages in the category Sundown Towns in Oklahoma is Barterville's Oklahoma, Beaver County, Oklahoma, Blackwell, Oklahoma, Sundown Towns in Oklahoma. Wow. There's a lot of them that's listed. Edmond, Oklahoma. That might be true, because, I mean, if you're going to get harassed by the police, it damn sure it's going to be in Edmond, Oklahoma, and Norman, Oklahoma, too. That's why I don't feel safe going to go visit my brother whenever it's nighttime.
definitely gonna categorize you and put you in some category that you know that's not what we doing.
Let me see though.
But I just wanted to get a definition too. A definition.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is Sundown Towns, also known as Sunset Towns, Gray Towns, or Sundowner Towns, are all white, all white, multi-capability or neighborhoods in the United States that practice a form of the racial segregation by excluding non-whites via some combinations of discriminatory local law, intimidation, or violence.
Wow. I'm reading something right now that says the Norman couple relives history on Sundown Towns in Oklahoma. Norman, Oklahoma, they were known as Sundown Towns, all white towns where Black Americans were not welcome after the sun went down. We had several sunset towns where there might be a sign posted up coming into town. All people of colors should be out of town before sundown, said George Henderson, a Norman resident. The Civil War had been fought, slavery had been abolished, but the laws didn't change. The hearts and the minds of Americans ingrained with segregation mindset. It may not have been in the laws, but by this time it was tradition. It was in the hearts of people, and it was still going on, said Bob Blackburn. It said, Blackburn. It says with the Oklahoma Historical Society. It says an author who wrote a book on Sundown Towns found that more than 50 Oklahoma cities or communities were possibly included in that category. The largest ones were in Edmond and in Norman. It says, just like we read.
I mean, look at what is the largest cities in our state.
Yeah, I mean it's
that's
there you
crazy,
go.
Huh?
Norman and Edmond is included in that,
Yeah.
and they are predominantly white.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, you got to sprinkle of Black people in there, but it's like
you know how they do. Like Pepper do, they still got white in Pepper.
I mean, whatever you mean by that. Whatever you mean by that.
I'm talking about a pepper shaker, man. Still a little white in there.
Whatever you mean by that. Black people knew that Norman was not a place that you would want to stay beyond daylight, said Henderson. He says Georgia and Barbara Henderson were told that when they moved to Norman in 1967, they were the first African Americans to buy a home in the town where George got a job at OU, becoming the university's third full-time African American faculty member. Yeah. It says, they said, do not go. Norman is not a place for Black people, he said. Do not, you will be miserable, said George and Barbara. Despite the advice, the Hendersons packed up their 7 kids and moved across the country from Detroit to Norman, taking up the residence on the same tree-lined street where they live to this day. Once they got there, they felt the pushback. Says people would come and throw dirt, throw trash on the lawn. A feeble attempt at making a cross was throwing across the lawn. It says, and had a car that was egged, said the Hendersons. It says there were even a serious threat against their young daughter who was only 5 years old at the time. And our daughter who was threatened with a gun. If you step on our grass again, he said, I'll kill you. I'll kill you. Remember George and Barbara. But the Hendersons said that they pushed back too. George said that he taught his students equal opportunity and housing rights came to the life for his family. It was my moment of truth. Either I believed that those things or I did not, and I was willing to go live with them, said George. We've got to remember that there was a time that not too long ago in my lifetime when a person of color would not be welcomed into the towns like Norman and Edmond, said Blackburn. Blackburns said that it's important to remember Sundown Towns and the lessons that came and that he learned from them. He says, we have to understand racism. We have to understand death. We have to understand the destruction and the hate. We have to understand all of these parts of our story if we're going to learn from these lessons, said Blackburn. George and Barbara say for every bad thing that happened to them after they moved to Norman, there were 2 or 3 good things. Then our white friend said, hey, that's not for us. We'll help you pick up the garbage off your lawn. It says, "Come go with us to play and go with us to go to a movie," said George. They say it was an important known to history of our town, but there is also time to move past it. Sundown towns are markers. They tell us how far we have gone or not gone. Norman, not a sundown town, said George. The united voice of mission statements, a condition of Oklahoma's media centers, brought together the united voice to promote a heartly dialogue on racism. This is the more like lighthearted version of the Sundown Town versions. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It kind of evolved to what it is now, if you ask me, because now it's not a town; it's the world.
Yeah, I mean, and then in particular in like with Oklahoma,
or not that'll be states then, because I guess they ain't doing a lot of racial things everywhere.
Nah, not everywhere. I mean, and that's because you got a lot of places that have predominantly black people there that'll fight back, and they ain't gonna accept that shit. That's not the same case here in Oklahoma City. You know what I'm saying? Or Oklahoma, period. Because everywhere outside of Oklahoma, there's predominantly racist towns. You know what I'm saying? And those racist towns ain't just gonna let you just push them around like that. You know what I mean? They're not gonna just abide by your changing mindset on things.
Your evolving mindset.
Yeah, your evolving mindset on things, and they're not just gonna bow down and just act like, you know what I'm saying, yesterday wasn't right around the corner. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, we do got to remember that was not that long ago.
Nah, it wasn't that long ago at all.
It was not. Huh? It was not that long ago.
That's what I'm saying. Turn Pop's mic on. Is the mic on?
That long ago.
So what do you remember about Sundown? What do you remember about Sundown Towns back in the day? Because
I was a kid when that happened.
Wasn't Midwest City considered a sundown town?
Yeah, you had to be. Your grandpas, both of them worked at Tinker, and you had to be out of Midwest City at dark.
Yeah, dark.
Yeah, dark.
To get up out of there.
The sun go down, you better be out of Midwest City. Better be back over there, down there. With your people.
With your people.
What was all the sundown towns like that was considered? I mean, what was like the lines? Like, where could y'all go and then where could y'all not go back in the day?
What's this, Sooner or something?
Yeah.
I think it was Sooner or something like that. They had to be over that line by sundown.
By sundown, they had to be over
I don't know the exact towns, but your mom, dad, and my dad both worked at Tinker. And, of course, your grandma worked out there, too. You got to be out of Midwest City. Like, if your shit broke down, you got to leave it, get it
right there.
The next
get your
day.
ass back on the cross street.
Yeah, you got to get on across. It wasn't that long ago.
That's crazy, man.
Now, they had Spring Lake. They had Spring Lake amusement park.
On the east side.
Right. Now, when I was I think I was 5. My next door neighbor was special needs, and they let the special. You couldn't go to Spring Lake Park. Black people couldn't, and he was special needs, and it was during the civil rights movement, all this shit. They decided to let the special needs go, and I got to go with him. Yeah.
How did that work?
My grandma cried her ass off about that too.
Wow.
On the front of I keep looking for the Daily Oklahoman, because on the front of the Daily Oklahoman they go integration, and they had my ass on the front of the train with my special needs. And my grandma was going, "My baby special needs."
They sent you up there like you special needs too, huh?
See, my baby is special needs. But so yeah, that shit wasn't that long ago. That was 65, 66.
Now I'm hearing a rumor, and this might just be a rumor. But every Saturday at noon, the alarm goes off, I guess, around Oklahoma, and it might be around the world.
Supposedly for the siren.
Right.
For the tornado.
For the tornado sirens.
Right.
This last one was a little different, too.
Yeah, that's true, too. They might be preparing for World War III, but that's another topic.
Yeah.
But anyway, what they were saying is that alarm goes off at noon based off of, this is an old myth, that was whenever black people was told to go back in the house back in the day, was whenever that alarm went off at noon. and the white people was allowed to come out of the house or was basically encouraged to go in outside of the house
And do they shopping.
and doing their shopping. Is any of that true? Do you remember anything like that whenever you were a
I never
kid?
heard that.
No.
It's always been for the tornado, as far as I can remember. But I'm looking online, and some people are saying something about it. That it's a relic of the old days.
A relic of the old days?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a fact.
Some people are saying, I'm trying to get this to work.
Man, I know it was there for a reason, man. I'll just be like, well, we've been fed this reason, and we know how we've been fed words and stuff we supposed to go with.
The deeper you dive into history, just the more you just shake your goddamn head.
Hell yeah, you be like, damn.
I mean, yeah,
That's what that's for real.
This place is terrible, man.
Yeah.
The whole country is terrible.
I mean, the more you just dive into history, the more you just shake your
It's like the
motherfucking
Stephen
head.
King
Yeah,
novel.
I heard about that 12 o'clock bell.
I mean,
too,
you
man.
know, you be listening to shit and you be like, man, that's not fucking true.
Yeah,
It's
man,
not.
I mean, shit.
There's no way that this could be possible. And then the next thing you know, it's like, yeah, nigga, that really happened.
Yep. All this stuff is coming out anyway. I mean, so look at all the information that's coming out telling us about war. I mean, so shit. I would believe it, just knowing that we ain't been fed the whole truth this whole time.
But see, they saying they rang them at 6 o'clock.
And that was around sunset.
Yeah, that's why they were ringing.
It was to let you know that you got to go ahead and get your ass on. So really, now it could have been changed to 12 o'clock. And it could have been at 6 o'clock. It could have been used for a 6 o'clock bell to get your ass on.
And it fits right into the notion of a Sundown Town.
And I'm seeing that they can actually, they can do what they want with the 12 o'clock bell.
Yeah,
Like I said, this last one was different. They was talking on this last one.
The dude that runs it can control it from his house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you just dial in and change time.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to get back to that.
For real?
6 p.m., baby.
6 p.m. Let's go, y'all.
Let's go.
That's fucked up.
Let's go. But you be like, sir, the sun's still up. You don't go down tonight. Ah!
He said that bell went off. Get your ass on back
Get
over.
your ass on out here, boy.
Wow.
All right, man. That's crazy, man. I just can't believe it. That's
it's
where we
not that long
came
ago.
to. It ain't, man.
It's not that long ago.
I encourage everybody to go get this book, and it's called 100 Years of Lynching. And like I said, what they were describing was the soft version compared to what Sundown Towns were really represented back in the day. And just to give you just a an idea of what it was, I'm just gonna see if I can get this PDF cracking real quick.
1974.
What was that?
That's when it was released.
I typed in Google
You talking about 100 Years of Lynching?
In Oklahoma, racial.
When
and that's the first
did
thing
away
that
with the
came up.
Sundown.
When they did away with the Sundown Towns?
Yeah.
Read about that.
Late night and pending relationship. Let me see. I don't think that's what it was, because this is talking about a Canadian singer. Yeah, this is talking about just a singer. But yeah, like we said, it wasn't that long ago, man.
Yeah, I mean, man, it's just incredible with this, what's going on back in the day, you know what I'm saying? And how it's basically covered up now.
Should be something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't find
1840.
I can't find nothing for Oklahoma. I mean, but Oklahoma comes up when you type it in.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't find no exact titles.
Yeah, but the thing about this whole 100 Years of Lynching, and the reason why I encourage people to read it, is that really gives you an insight on what was going on back in the day in the real version. Because the 100 Years of Lynching is just basically newspaper articles that was just describing the scene of what was going on during the lynch mob era in America. And that really represented the Sundown Town narrative. And that's where that whole fear tactic came from, was really the lynch mob era. It was, it was like graphic as fuck. They used to make postcards about the shit and send it as like souvenirs to people, what they was doing to people. It's some shit that they would rather cover up, and especially in the state of Oklahoma. That's the reason why we got the critical race theory being pushed to the side, because they don't want you to even know about this type of shit. And that's our number one goal on the Darker podcast show, man, is to give you what they don't want to talk about.
They don't want to talk about it. We're going to put it out there for you.
Yeah, so we're going to put that out there for you, and we're going to do the exact opposite, so fuck them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just one of the paragraphs in the book of 100 Years of Lynching by Ralph G. Chicago Record Herald, August 8th, 1901, Negro burned at stake. Birmingham, Alabama, August 7th, uttering alternate curses and prayers and shrieking as the flames encircled his withering body. John Pennington, a Negro, died at the stake near Enterprise today, a victim of a vengeance of a mob of 500 whites. Through the suffering rich plea for mercy. Now, keep in mind, this is just a newspaper article.
Yeah.
Mercy and frantically endeavored to break the chains that tightly bound him. Not a tree of sympathy was shown on the faces of that peered at him through the flames. Pennington had committed a brutal assault on Mrs. J.C. Davis. Now, keep in mind, this is the newspaper article, so they're going to make up whatever the fucking lie they want to. And the victims don't get to tell the story, so keep that in mind. Not to be biased, but I'm just saying they was burning a lot of Negroes and hanging a lot of Negroes back then, and I'm pretty sure not all of them were guilty. Assault upon Mrs. J.C. Davis, the wife of one of the best-known farmers of the coffee community or coffee country, and confessed his guilt. The attack was made yesterday when Mr. Davis was alone at home and was in her garden, leaving his victim unconscious. The Negro fled into the woods about the place. As soon as she regained her senses, Mrs. Davis crawled to the house and gave the alarm. It says a large posse was quickly organized with the bloodhounds, and the Negro was chased until the early morning, and he was captured in a swamp. Pennington was bound hand and foot and taken back to Davis's home for identification. Mrs. Davis immediately broke down and wept. He for mercy, but deaf to the cries of the terror, the leader dragged the trembling man from the house. Several members of the crowd had already driven an iron pipe into the ground. As the men approached with Pennington, both whites and blacks were piling bushwood around the stake. It says the Negro saw his doom and with a scream of terror fell to the ground in a faint. He was quickly revived and dragged to the stake while the crowd stood silent. The frightened man was limp and had held up while the chains were fastened around his neck and his body. It says, when all was ready, the cry was given and the crowd stood back. A man was applied to the pile, and with all of the feet upon the tiny flames, soon burst into the roaring fire. The terrified Negro again pleaded for mercy in the most agonizing tones and prayed for those who was around him that might perish. He then called upon his maker for forgiveness, and as the flames leaped up and encircled for his neck, an unearthly shriek was heard in the man's eyes and almost bulged out of his sockets. By this time, the fire had gained such a headway that nothing could be expecting of a wriggling motion in the center of the circle of the fire. It says a deathly silence followed, and in a few minutes the flames was subsided sufficiently to disclose Pennington's head falling forward and hanging limp over the iron chains. The body was quickly consumed, after which the crowd quickly dispersed. Like I said, this is just one of the articles that they got in there, man. They got like hundreds of these little like newspaper clippings. And basically that just gives you an idea of what was going on back in the day, whenever sundown towns were really making a name for themselves. It wasn't friendly like that last little segment that we read out of the newspaper article from the newspaper. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't friendly at all. That was some good Old Testament medieval bullshit right there, man. Strapping somebody to a tree.
New Testament.
Yeah, strapping somebody to a tree and burning them, and you know, everybody watching that excitement as the fire subsides. It's a lot.
Yeah. Hey, man.
But that's the reason why we're covering this shit, man. Sundown Towns. This is a real thing. This has really happened. Did you ever hear about anything like that going on whenever you was a kid, Pop? Did you ever hear anything like that going down when you was a kid?
Talking about how they was lynching them.
I mean, by that time, they wasn't doing no shit like that. Like the 40s and the 60s was a little bit different, right?
Yeah, this like about 67.
I mean, they still got instances where
I was a kid. Maybe my mama shielded us. I don't know. Now, if your Uncle John was here, he might tell you a different story. Maybe you could ask Aunt Ruth. Now, him and Aunt Ruth did the sit-in.
Oh yeah, during the sit-ins.
Right.
Shit, it was
Ruth
still
did the
happening in the
sit-ins
60s,
with
boy.
Clara Looper in there.
Yeah, that was my peoples right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They might have a different opinion.
Yeah.
But I was just a little kid. I was just, I hit the camera. I was just a little kid, and you know, of course, I went to segregated schools. We didn't integrate.
What was that
I
like?
was in the 6th grade.
What was that like?
What was that like? Just a bunch of kids, man.
It's a bunch of black kids.
But they was trying to keep y'all separated, right? Weren't they?
I didn't know that I was being separated.
When did that end? Like in 67 or 68 or?
Started school 65, so like 71.
Oh man.
I went to Roosevelt.
See, that's why I was just trying
kind
to.
of crazy because the white people were still mad about the black kids. They busted me over to Roosevelt on the south side. So it was a little crazy. You know, we had a couple of little riots, but for the most part, it wasn't that big a deal.
Wasn't that bad right here?
No, I don't remember nobody getting stabbed or nothing.
Or getting hung.
Hung or nothing like that. I mean, it was a little bit of protest. I think my first day of school.
Do you know anybody that was around during the Tulsa riots?
No. My grandmother, but I didn't know about it. You know, because her people, and my mama had people in Tulsa, you know, they out of support and shit. Nobody never told me anything about it.
Wow. I mean, man, Oklahoma is just blood soaked with all kinds of shit here, man. Yeah. I mean, that's just like my daddy was telling me that the reason why the FBI was created was because of Oklahoma.
Yeah, you know, that movie's coming out soon. I think
movie?
Either at the end of this year, the Flower Moon movie with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, it's insane, man. I mean, that was actually like the police were so crooked and so like criminal that they were like had to bring in the FBI or create the FBI. Had to create the FBI because this shit was just getting out of control here.
They was blowing up people left and right.
So who did they create to?
The FBI?
No, I'm saying who did they create to watch over the FBI after they start getting crooked and doing all this shit?
Watch over the FBI.
Yeah, the FBI.
The FBI is Federal Bureau of Investigation.
So that's what I'm saying. How you gonna get somebody to watch over the police, and then you gonna fix that situation because you got a lot of corrupt motherfuckers. Then you got these other corrupt people in the FBI
and that's
too.
What happened? You had J. Edgar Hoover going, all these black people around here talking about civil rights. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
See? You're absolutely correct. Yeah. And that's what happened. You didn't have anybody to watch the FBI. And that's what happened.
Man.
They started doing all kind of crooked shit.
They did whatever they wanted because they was at a federal level. They was like, damn, I'm above the state.
Yes.
That's crazy,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, that's what happened.
yeah.
That's what fucking happened.
Like I said, I guess mom, I don't know, you didn't hear too much. Now, when she passed, Starla dug up all her old notes, and she was talking about how, because she was a nurse, and that St. Anthony, I think, was the first hospital to allow black people in, but they put them down in the basement. So you were down in the basement, and all the gurneys, your gurneys was out in the hallway, in the basement.
It still was a separated.
Yes, it was definitely
Separated race, yeah.
But St. Anthony's, I think, was the first hospital in Oklahoma to allow black patients. But they were down in the basement. Because she was a nurse, and that's where
they started. They still kind of kicking off with doing the first around a lot of stuff, man. St. Anthony's is holding it down around here.
St. Anthony's, I think, is always gonna be the leading innovators in something around here. Cause they still doing their thing.
Novel, man. You start digging around, you find out all this kind of shit. While I was looking for the Sirens thing, I was reading about the Smoked Meat Rebellion.
What's that?
It was in Oklahoma. Some white folks, the black people were stealing their meat, and they went out to go arrest them, and black folks said, hell no, you ain't coming up in here, and they had a rebellion. Said 2 sheriffs and 1 black died.
Dang.
God damn.
In Oklahoma,
Said
man.
not over our meat.
Yeah,
So they went to war over their meat.
Hold on. So this is so they was trying to go in there and arrest the black people?
Yeah.
The white people was?
Yeah, because the white farmers said they were stealing his meat.
Just out the fucking blue. How long ago was this?
1901.
God damn.
The Crazy Snake Rebellion, also known as the Smoked Meat Rebellion or Crazy Snakes War, was an incident in 1909 that at times was viewed as a war between the Creek people and the American settlers. See, that's where, I saw, when I was a kid, they had a movie called The FBI Story. And at the very beginning, they show these white folks blowing up these Indians. Because the Indians, they moved everybody to Oklahoma. All you Indians and you black, gone down there. Because they didn't think nothing was here. And they got here and they started discovering oil. These people were instantly rich. I mean, millionaires. A whole bunch of them. And white dudes was going, fuck that.
Gotta go take that.
Yeah, they started blowing them up. And they had to create the FBI. Because the police wasn't shit.
Damn.
So, and that always tripped me out when.
Now, what's the story behind great grandma stuff?
Which way?
Wasn't she killed for laying down there in Eufaula?
Yeah.
What's the story behind that?
Well, that's a long story, man.
Come on, tell it. We got time.
You ain't got time for that.
Yeah, we do.
What's up, chocolate drop? I see you.
That's my mama's mother.
Tell the people.
They were in, what is it, Eufaula?
Eufaula.
Right?
Yeah, Lake Eufaula. Every time I heard about white people going to Lake Eufaula.
Bunch of black people on land there.
Being in that lake.
And her people wanted to sell out. Well, see, yeah, I don't feel comfortable.
Why?
Because, man, somebody might watch this and go, he's talking about our people.
I don't give a good flying fuck.
He's talking about us.
I'm talking about my great grandma too.
Yeah, man.
I'm not comfortable. Y'all gonna have to do a special on that.
Can you give a rundown?
So we can get Starla here. We can bring up Mama's.
Can we give a rundown of what you talking about?
My mother's mother was, I don't know if you call them freedmen, whatever they were. They were in Eufaula. They owned a whole shitload of land. I think a lot of it now is Lake Eufaula. I think they dammed it, flooded it, just like in that Donald Glover thing. I think they flooded it and covered it all up with a big old lake. But they owned a bunch of land. They had a whole shitload of land. Her mother, the rest of them wanted to sell. That's the story I've been told since I was a kid. That her peoples wanted to sell the land. She didn't want to sell. She wanted to keep her land, either to get a higher price, I guess, I don't know, or she just didn't want to sell her land. She comes up dead. Grandma takes the 4 grandbabies, takes them to the orphanage, and you know the rest of the story. So you have like me and you. We got a whole nother family in Tulsa. You got to be careful when you go up there.
And that's the Freedmans?
Freedmans, I don't know what you call them. I don't know if they Freedmans, you know, Creek. Mama used to get an Indian check for a while, but I don't know what, only thing I can tell you is, if you go to Tulsa, be careful who you date because it might be a close relative.
Wow.
You got to be careful when you
date
in Oklahoma, man. It's
my mother's an orphan,
motherfucker.
and it's like, you know, we got a video. I got to bring the video. That's why I say, to talk about that shit, you got to get Starler here and go through all the notes. We got a video of Mama before she passed, you know, where she talks about it. You know, like her talking about Anna Willard she said Anna Willard was still in Tulsa.
Yeah.
When she was an orphan, the people that took her and said she was walking down the street, and a lady walked past her and she heard the lady go, "That's my sister's little kid."
Ain't that crazy?
So, I mean, and you know, Anna Reen was going to their family reunions up there. And when Mama passed, she brought a couple of them to the funeral. So we got, I mean, this is like blood relatives. This is so my mama's your grandmother, her mother would be a great grandmother. Then they had a mother, so they would be a great great grandmother. You know, and I forget her damn name. But her family, that family, like in her reunion book, she's always at the front cover. So she was big in the family. And then it sprungs down. So it's a whole bunch of them. So you got a lot of family that I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, be careful out here, man.
Gotta be careful
out here, man.
Make sure you ain't on your cousin.
Yeah, you know, you gotta be careful. It's got a whole bunch of family. And that's like my grandmother. Shit, I didn't know my grandmother had a sister. And her sister, you know, and like I met this guy at one of those Creek Freedman deals, and he was like, your grandmother, he was telling me, he was talking, and Angie started talking to him. And he said, "Oh shit, y'all Campbells." He said, "Okay." He said, "Let me show you this." And he pulled up a death certificate of his grandmother. And my grandmother signed her death certificate. So we're kin. You know, and I didn't know that my grandmother really had a sister. My mama said, "Well, we was a baby when that was all going on."
Yeah, boy, that's just something else to just think about.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
you don't know your grandma had a sibling, and then there's people out here that she didn't had, and you done been around. And,
yeah.
Boy, that's a life right there.
Yeah. I mean, Oklahoma is like a Stephen King novel. Man. You start scratching shit.
That's why they trying to bring everybody from outside in now, so we can stop incest around this.
Oklahoma is a trip.
Hell yeah, everybody don't know they people, man.
Some parts of Texas.
Yeah, that's what this is saying up here.
Yeah. Because you know, like the Texas Rebellion, see, that's some more shit that I didn't know. And you kind of brought that up with your research. Was that, see, I didn't know, when I was a kid, David Crockett was always this big hero. And they always talked about, they always made it look like the Mexicans was the bad guys. But what the deal was...
Even in them black and whites.
No, what the deal is, they made a deal with the Mexicans to get some land.
Yeah.
The Mexicans eventually turned around and said, "Man, we ain't down with that slavery shit." And that's what started the war with them. So David Crockett and them basically was slave people, slave traders.
So they was with
But when you're a kid, that's what pisses me off, how much shit I've been fed as a kid.
Yeah.
You know, you fed all this shit as a kid that all these people are fucking heroes and great people and shit. Yeah. And that's why I get pissed off when I hear motherfuckers talk about, oh, fuck all that woke shit. Yeah. You know, you been lying to me. You lied to me my whole fucking childhood. Yeah. You told me all kinds of lies.
Fuck all that woke shit.
Yeah, I mean, you basically
I'm trying to be woke.
Me.
Yeah.
You brainwashed me. Yeah. And then I found out all this shit that, like, David Crockett and them basically was fighting for slavery. You know, he might not have been a slaveholder, but he was fighting. That's what started the war. The Mexicans went, we want our land back if y'all gonna keep doing this slavery shit. And they were like, fuck y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole country is fucked up, man.
Yeah. And that's just, boy, saying some shit around here.
And that's facts. Like, these are all facts. Shit is facts. Like, you can't deny none of this shit. You
they want to keep look up and research kids and
every
shit.
Fucking thing we saying right now.
They want to keep lying to people, man. That's what pisses me off. Now, that, you know, some of this shit I agree with them on, and I'm not going to go into that because I don't want you to get you banned.
What is it? What is it?
You don't want to get us banned.
Get you banned.
What is it?
Give me an initial or something.
Some of that... Well, never mind.
What is it?
You keep going, man. Finish the show. I'm done.
What is it?
But anyway, we had the Crazy Snake Rebellion and the white farmers and shit. I mean, it's just all kind of shit in Oklahoma. I'm done talking. Y'all have a good show. Love y'all. Y'all have a good
Well, you the one that can most historically accurately pinpoint what the hell we trying to talk about right now on Sundown Towns.
I was a baby.
So, but you closer to the people that lived through it and experienced it.
I was a baby. They didn't
talk about it. Yeah, that's what that's our whole argument. You know, too, is this wasn't nothing being talked about as we was kids. You know, from our parents.
Right.
Like, let that information go. We need to know stuff too, because that's the only way our brains is gonna grow.
It's almost like wounded soldiers coming back from the war. Just got PTSD and don't want to discuss nothing.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
My grandmother didn't tell me shit. My daddy didn't tell me shit.
Yeah. I had to ask my
uncle, because imagine waking up in the world where the first thing you hear out your nigger. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's like a.
Now I can tell you that. Like my grandmother always tripped me out. Because these white people used to always come over to our house on Christmas and bring us shit. Pies and shit like that. And my grandmother was extremely Christian. Didn't cuss. None of that stuff. As soon as they left, she started cussing. Motherfucker. People just leave me the fuck alone. Because she used to clean her house.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd be like, what's the deal on that? She's like, fuck them motherfucking people, man. Fuck them. And that's all she would tell me. You know, and I was a kid.
Now, why did that stick with you? Why did that stick?
Okay, you gonna sit your old ass down and you gonna fill me in on this story. Who are these people? Why are they coming? Why you hate them? All this stuff. I didn't know how to do that.
In your mind, what'd you think?
She didn't like white people.
But why didn't she like them particular people coming to our house like that?
I don't know. I knew that she used to clean her house. She did not like them. But they came every year when I was a kid. Every year they come bring, hey, Early, how are you? And she like play along.
Yeah.
As soon as they left, she started cussing.
Now, how many people right now is playing along at their job?
And you know what I had heard those people what the other name is for it is?
What?
Handkerchief head ass nigga. I never heard it, man, until I heard it. Handkerchief head ass Negroes.
Handkerchief head. Now is that for Uncle Tom's basically?
That's for Uncle Tom's, man. You got to dumb it down and talk white up in there, man.
What?
Well,
come on now. Be free. You ain't even on camera.
Hard to follow motherfucker for being an Uncle Tom back then because
they're playing with their life.
Yeah.
Playing with your life.
Yeah, it ain't like now where.
That's the reason why I can't never talk about people to be like, well, I ain't my ancestors. I'm like, nigga, you ain't.
Yeah, you ain't.
Yeah.
You don't understand what the fuck they was dealing with back then. They was dealing with some shit, bro.
I mean,
And you didn't have to adjust yourself to it.
Like, nigga, you really had a lynch mob coming to your house.
I mean, like the Emmett Till story, the thing that always fucks me up about it is people never focus on the point that 2 white dudes walked up into a black man's house and said, "Give me that key."
Yeah.
Give me that key.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm going with him."
He just let it happen.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, he had to, or else the whole family was gonna die.
And that's some fear for your ass.
And I mean, and he was seriously gonna go back in and tell the town, this nigga won't give me his son.
Yeah.
Nigga go and they gonna kill the whole family. That's a part of the thing, man.
Yeah.
Boy.
That's what I'm saying. And we sitting there trying to act like it's all.
Yeah, I mean, that's some fear, man.
How would we react to that now?
But nowadays, you would burn up everything.
Well, listen, that's the thing that last time we had Hilliard on, he's talking about he want to see his enemy.
Yeah.
You say you want to see your enemy, and your enemy is being upright in front with you like that. Like, we're going to start killing black people again like this. If you ain't got black people that's on the same fucking boat and the same wavelength, history can repeat itself.
Yeah. And isn't it doing that now? Ain't Jim Crow, didn't it pass again?
They passed it, yeah. They passed on
slowly but surely, yeah. It can happen again, bro.
Sundown Towns could be coming back.
And I'm wondering if they try to implement any of it, how people gonna act. Because, they trying to, like in Mississippi somewhere, I think Jackson is the state capital. They're going to set up a separate court system for them. And it's actually going to be, they're not wording it. But what they're saying is we're going to have a special police. And they'll be under the direction of the governor and not the city police of Jacksonville, because Jacksonville is all black. It's like 80% black, so everything's black there. So, but our police will be able to do special stuff because we can't trust you black people to run it.
So they called the IBF.
Yeah. And like they said, in Texas, they trying to pass a law just now in Texas that some county down there is heavily black, and that they're going to have the state superintendent, if we don't like the way they vote, we can overturn their vote.
Damn.
What the fuck?
That's voter suppression again.
So they doing all kind of little crazy shit, man. So I'm just wondering.
That's voter suppression.
Yeah, that's super voter suppression. So we vote,
and then
you don't like it, you can come in and say, "Nah, y'all vote don't count."
That's crazy.
Fuck your vote.
Fuck your vote.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm wondering how people are gonna act. When they wake up one day after they done went voting, and somebody goes, "Nah, we gonna change that vote for you."
That's crazy.
What else is there to do? But go out there and go burn some shit the fuck up.
That's what I wonder. What's gonna happen? I'm wondering. They doing all kind of shit in Oklahoma. This man wants to get rid of public education.
What's the end game for you?
I don't know, man. I don't know. They want to do some shit to public education. So they want to get rid of public schools. They want to go to these private schools. So where's all the money gonna go?
And is they still having to pay for private schools?
I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do.
Because then you got all these public school kids transitioning to a private setting.
Right. I mean, are you gonna send your kid to some school and they go, "We don't like them braids in your hair. We don't like them locks in your hair. Cut that shit out. You can't come here."
Damn, just like the workforce.
Yeah.
Because they are doing it at the workforce.
Yeah. Or you take your ass to the public schools, and the public schools are all poor, all run down, because they ain't getting no money no more.
This is Oklahoma.
It's Oklahoma. I mean, I don't know what the fuck's gonna go on. I don't know how people are gonna react once they wake up in the morning and it's like that.
Yeah, in my opinion, I had been sitting over here like, damn, it's so quiet down here, but it's really not.
It's not.
It's a lot of shit going on.
It's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, motherfuckers just ain't talking about it.
Hell yeah.
Just like that.
They took down FD Moon's picture.
Took down the FD Moon's picture.
Who's that?
Moon, bro.
Oh, you talking about the school?
They took down his picture at the Board of Education.
Yeah.
Damn.
Took his shit down. That's what I'm saying. Did you know about that?
Hell no.
He took down some other pictures too.
I rest my
He said
case.
he's gonna put the kids. He says our students deserve to have credit
Instead of the person
the
that
founding educators. He took all their pictures down, which of course F.B. Moon's picture.
That's to
was up
change
there.
history again.
Right, change history
to
again.
pull it out
Right, and he's gonna
and
put
make
a
it
bunch of
something
white
else
kids
in.
up there on the wall and go, "These are our children. This is our future."
This is
And
their
everybody's
school.
You got all kind of walls down there to put pictures up on. What are you doing?
Hell yeah. Why I gotta be this one? Damn, that's wild. Boy, I tell you.
This is for real, bro.
I'm saying, if y'all listening to this, man, and y'all ain't over here like me saying that this is wild, man, I don't know what to say, man.
This is for real.
I don't. That's why I say I don't know how people gonna act when you wake up one morning and some shit done went down. I mean, real shit.
Yeah, that's what I to be honest, I'm waiting to see.
Real
I mean,
shit.
because of being born in the 80s, we didn't know we done been through a lot of shit. We noticed a lot of change, a lot of shit didn't happen. So
Right.
to see that type of war and see how that shit gonna really break out, it's gonna be like the icing on the cake.
Okay,
Shit.
I don't know, man.
That's incredible.
It is. It's gonna be a nice one, man.
I don't know. I don't know how people gonna act.
But that's why I was asking, what do we do? What is we gonna do? Is we gonna be waiting? Is we gonna give our people up, or is we gonna come together now? Is that gonna be our change?
That's a good question.
I ain't gonna lie to you. They said that's how slavery started.
Well, because of
No, they said that basically we already had Americans was here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There was already Americans here, and I say Americans meaning us, because I'm gonna say Americans because we was the first ones here.
us.
It was us.
yeah.
You know what I'm
It had
saying?
to
So
be.
there ain't no African Americans. It ain't no melanated Americans. It's Americans.
But I mean,
if anybody was gonna be Americans, it's fucking us. We was here first. Period.
And I'm just
It's a
thinking like
melanated world.
I'm
we was
just
here
thinking
first.
logically, like taking all those people on ships that wasn't like ships today.
Right.
Now they said that
it took
Cause-
months for them ships to get to
now
where they go.
it's another story, but me and Pop figured that whenever Grenada fell and the Moors lost, part of the treaty was to show them the way to land of the land of milk and honey, which is America. And they said that whenever they was bringing them over here, that the Americans, us, was looking at our brothers and sisters that was getting shipped over here, kind of like, that ain't us. That ain't us.
Same shit that we kind of dealing with now.
Yeah, it ain't us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Basically not giving a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Until it became us.
Ancestral shit that we would have to, ancestral curse that we would need to fucking change.
Until it
Yeah.
became us. So don't sit back and then put it off like, oh, well, that's not me. You know what I'm saying? Just because you ain't having to deal with the shit and it ain't in your region. It's gonna spread across America, man. Period. It's gonna become your problem. You know what I'm saying? Let's not fall asleep listening to Bot.
There you
Sleeping
go.
at the top.
There you go.
You feel me?
Sitting at the top, listening to the bop.
Let's not repeat that. Let's not do that over again. I think we should learn from our history lesson and take heed to what's coming. Because there's obviously some shit coming.
Yeah, it's something brewing, man.
something in the batter. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that you brought this up because, like I said, I was typing in Sundown Towns and Oklahoma was the first thing that popped up.
I mean, I mean, that's what I typed in sirens in Oklahoma, and that shit popped up about the smoke beaver there, you know? I've never heard of it.
Oklahoma got some shit going on here, bro.
Oklahoma got some explaining to do about everything, man. Let us know what the hell going on in the world, man. That's probably why they ain't want to let our boy Steven in there, man. They want to tell us some secrets.
Bro, because it is some shit going on with Oklahoma,
Shit.
bro. Oklahoma got problems.
Man.
Serious fucking problems, man. And you can tell, like, that's the reason why a lot of shit don't get done here. They rather worry about X, Y, and Z rather than the basic necessities of what can make our shit, a top tier state.
that's what I think they trying to bring in this facade now. You know, finally after all these years, we got a NBA team.
Yeah.
You know,
Finally, after a while, we finally got, you know,
now you move
tattoos and everything else.
Out of downtown just to create something again.
They moving all the black businesses off the east side, period.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just going through the east side right now. I mean, gentrification is just incredible. And I know I was talking back in 2016, we was talking about the gentrification of the east side of Oklahoma City, but god damn, bro, I never imagined that it'd be so far off and out of whack like it is now, man. They done got rid of that fucking grocery store right for 23rd. That's gone. It's a food desert. Yeah. Every little hot mom and pop store.
They got a grocery store over there.
I mean, they got a grocery store back over there on 23rd now. I mean, but I think that's basically the gentrified grocery store.
They had to bring it closer to the capital.
If I must,
so they could be able to watch their food.
I think that's slowly going to diminish into white people being only there.
It's what it used to be.
They got that little market over there too on it.
You have to understand that's what it used to be.
That's what we saying, that it's time. History is repeating itself again.
That's what it used to be. When I was a kid, there were still white people in the neighborhood because they had really nice houses.
So basically, we should be looking at this as, this is the Jetsons look. It's just a more glamorified of us moving forward.
Yeah. When I was a kid, it was like 2 or 3 white families in the neighborhood, but they had really nice big houses.
There's way more white people over there now.
Yeah, they moving back.
Yeah.
I mean, man, you talk about Bubba's now. Bubba's is full of white people in the world.
They the ones talking about Bubba's.
They the ones talking about Bubba's now.
That's why they changed that honey up.
I bet she don't have her in this chicken no more.
Hell no, they got her nuts over there now.
It might work to their benefit now. That might be a staple in Bubba's chicken now. I don't know. I ain't had chicken in so goddamn long, but it's like
I ain't ate Bubba's in years. It's been over.
But that's what's keeping them afloat.
Shit.
Right now, bro. I mean, I remember when the niggas was going to Bubba's, but now, bro, it's like just strictly white people, bro. They gonna talk about their experiences.
Yeah,
and what they got going on at
little food truck over there on the
Come on,
east side of town. They serve this chicken with honey on it. These biscuits
so great.
I don't know, man.
Hey, man.
I don't know.
So the east side, bro, going through what it's going through right now is a fucking trip.
But like I said, that's what it used to be.
That's why I wanted.
The east side used to be white.
When we had brought it up before as one of our topics too, I said we needed our land and we needed to get ourselves together and then start getting our own spider web, starting from there and just spreading out from there.
I wish I had my shit together. I'd move to Bowling.
Yeah, Bowling needs to be the Mecca.
Yeah, that need to
for
be
black people right now.
The spider's
I would
body.
move to Bowling
That need to be the Atlanta, Oklahoma.
and drive to work.
Yeah.
You know,
I would fuck with that. Yeah, I would live in Bowling and then drive to work.
Shoot, we would just have to take a good 20 of us, 50 of us, and then you got to start putting money in it. You got to.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Whenever I become self-sufficient, I might move to Bowling. I might rent until I can move to Bowling, bro, and then I just move to Bowling.
It'd be nice, man.
I just straight up for real be down there.
Well, it'd be nice.
Shout out to the Bowling Rodeo. It's coming up, by the way. Yeah, for all our listeners, you know, if you're in Oklahoma, you new to Oklahoma.
Still put on the rodeos down here.
They still put on the rodeos down there, man.
I haven't heard any more about that racetrack that people were talking about they was going to try to put in down there.
Oh, a racetrack? Oh, it's a racetrack that they was going to put in there?
Well, they were going to put, remember, that's what got us started talking about bowling.
Oh, because she's talking about...
Somebody said that they was going to try to get a bike racetrack.
Actually,
so people could go down there and race their bikes
down there, yeah.
Because they got the cars, car racetrack already.
If you get a bike race, you know, that's smaller, it don't have to be so big, you know, but that'd be a good starting point, man.
Yeah, because I damn sure move my business out there, but if I had it like that right now to where I was just booming, I had like 3 or 4 businesses right now, I'd move my business in there for damn sure.
I just wish black folks would stop with the violent shit.
Yeah.
And let some shit, you know, germinate. Without all that bullshit. Yeah, you mad at that motherfucker, but hold it off for a minute.
You'll be all right tomorrow.
Yeah.
Shit, go sleep on that.
I mean, we'll make money off of that too. Shit, set up a boxing fund to where a little Lil Ray Ray can go fight Lil Pookie in the hood, and then we can make money off of the shit. I mean, damn, y'all can have a number 2, a number 3, and number 4.
Whoever wins, take the pot. You know, shit.
I mean, man, y'all can have a 3, 4, 5. I mean, y'all can be actually talking shit on the radio, and niggas will know who that is.
Put
man.
down the guns and bring back the fist.
I mean, man, there's so much more we can do. But we just keep on getting money to these white folk, man.
Yeah. We was just talking about Golden Glove boxer on Neiman.
Yeah.
Beat the brakes off old boy.
That's what I'm saying. That's the way it need to be.
He had to come back and smoke him after that.
Yeah.
He couldn't live with his ass whooping.
Right.
But we got to learn to live with our ass whoopings too, just like our parents gave us, man.
But that's what I'm saying, man. Train, get better. Yeah. Get your ass back in the ring. You
come
might
back
beat
and fight him again.
I mean, look at Israel Adesanya, man. This motherfucker is about to fight somebody that knocked him out 3 times in a row. I mean, man, you feel me? There's hope for everything.
You got to come back, man.
You got to come back. Come back.
Bring it back. Bring it back like Jesus say, man. Shit.
Shit. But, man, that's been a damn good show, though, bro, man. It's good to have you back, bro.
Man, you know.
Under the circumstances, we damn sure apologize for what's been going on, but.
Oh, it's all good, man.
Glad to have you back, bro.
I just say I love my family, man, you know. Y'all my family, man. Y'all love me, man. Shit.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
So, as long as I got y'all, I'm good, man. Shit.
Yeah, but y'all most definitely going out there, go research Sundown Towns, man. Mm-hmm. Go look at the, check out the book, 100 Years of Lynching by Ralph G. Go get that PDF. It's very informative. And like I say, it's just straight newspaper articles about what really used to go down. And what a sundown town truly meant. Don't get the news version. Don't get that shit. Get the newspaper article.
We'll do some more research.
That was actually put into place for you to be able to read it in 2023 and then see what people are capable of. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If you let shit get too out of whack, because history will repeat itself and bite you in the ass.
That's why we're trying to make our own history out here.
But yeah, man, what you got going on for the Art to O, man? Talk about that, bro. We gonna get another one going.
Well, that's what I was about to ask you. Was I don't know if I guess we're gonna go ahead and book mine, and you trying to get the producer on up in here.
Okay.
And right. Sure, how we gonna do that? But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna bring back Q.
All right.
Promote
Talk about
his
the book
a little bit, you know. See if we can do our part on that too, because that's part of our mission on the Durka podcast.
That'd be nice.
It's to help artists, not just in Oklahoma, but to help artists. Period. You know, just use our platform.
Use our platform. Get that mission across.
So y'all go ahead and tune in for next week, cause we gonna have one of them pop up, man, on us, or either the week after. But yeah.
That's what's up.
For Big O too, if y'all want to see the whole show, make sure y'all go over to YouTube and check us out. That's Durka Podcast, DURKA, all caps.
All caps.
Durka Podcast, man, and y'all can watch the whole show. Y'all can see me and Trey on there.
Most definitely hit that subscribe button too.
Yeah, man, we need them subscriptions and them likes
and
some comments. So yeah.
Roger.
Make sure y'all do that. It's sure been a good one, dog.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad to be back home with my brother.
That's right, goddamn.
So we wanted to bring y'all Sundown Towns because we feel like it's still happening.
And it can repeat itself. We keep fucking around, boy.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna let these laws just cut your head off.
Yeah. So we just saying, stay vigilant, stay with your eyes open, man. Pay attention to what's really going on out here, and in Pops where all this shit starting around here in Oklahoma, man. So y'all help us with some of this information, man. Help us bring it out, man. Leave us comments and let us know what y'all got to say about Sundown Towns, man.
Yeah, you review the history on Oklahoma. If there's some shit that we missed, most definitely hit us up, because I ain't talked about my great grandma here in this motherfucker and everything, boy.
Yeah, I'm at the good.
They killed her for land and talked about Sundown Towns, Norman and Evan.
Yeah, that was the main ones. I know Bartlesville was one of them too.
Yeah, I mean, man, I even got a list of shit that they said that was more than just Tulsa for the Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was very informative. They said that it says between May 31st and June 1st, 1921, as many as 300 people were killed in one of the deadliest race massacres in the U.S. history. Riled up on rumors of a black man raping a young white woman, a white mob burned down Tulsa, Oklahoma neighborhood of Greenwood, aka Black Wall Street. The affluent commercial and residential neighborhood founded in the city by the black Americans who went west after the Civil War. Now, 100 years after the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre, awareness of the American tragedy has grown thanks to the work of activists and descendants of the victims, local political support, and depictions in HBO's series Watchmen and Lovecraft Country. But Tulsa was not the only Black Wall Street. The history of the other such districts nationwide is still not widely known beyond their home cities. Though they were many. Bronzeville in Chicago, I think it's Haiti in Durham, North Carolina, Sweet Auburn in Atlanta, West 9th Street in Little Rock, Arkansas, and then Fair Street in Jackson, Mississippi. It says educators and historians say the students in the United States are much more likely to learn about black Americans being enslaved and living in impoverished neighborhoods, and not enough about the centers of black wealth and success. It says learning about the history too and the circumstances that undermined black businesses during the neighborhood's heydays is key to understanding the obstacles that they face. Many biopic people today. It says the above video explores the history of Jackson Ward, Richmond, Virginia, which is considered the first Black Wall Street to emerge around the turn of the 20th century. And credit to, let me see where that came from. That's academia.edu. So y'all can go and check that out too, man. All of the black towns that I just named off, those are just more than just the Black Wall Street that was just listed in Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man, they had plenty of Black Wall Streets all around the United States, and I'm pretty sure all of them suffered the same fate.
It's just only some of them, the more prosperous ones, was the ones that they made it their history, or put it in the history.
Right. Because I heard Guthrie was a big, thriving black town back in the day. There's so many, man. I mean, like you said, Bartlesville was another one.
Yep.
Man, I mean, there's just so many that just got swept to the wayside, man. It's just a lot of history in Oklahoma, man. You got to go and do the research, man. It's just a lot that's going on, a lot that was covered up, a lot that they don't want to talk about, but we're going to talk about it anyway.
Yep.
But,
So, we ain't trying to hurt your feelings, but we damn sure gonna bring you some of this information out here that's already on Google. Already on Google,
Yeah.
So you can't be mad at us.
yeah, so don't ban the channel.
I just Googled it.
Yeah, all this shit is on Google, man.
Yeah.
So you can't be mad at the messengers.
Right.
We only bringing it. So
Right.
if y'all don't want to listen to it, y'all can damn sure go somewhere else. But we sure appreciate y'all being here.
Straight like that.
Yeah, just Googled it. It's 13 black towns.
Yeah.
13 black towns.
Still there.
Yeah.
Langston, Grayson, Clairview, Brooksville, Bowley, Lima, Redbird, I never heard of that. Rittiesville, Summit, Taft, Tatum's, Tallahassee, and Vernon.
There you go.
Those are the surviving ones.
The surviving ones.
Yeah,
So we still got
surviving.
13 surviving black towns.
I never heard of Rentyville.
So just think about all the ones that didn't survive and what they went through.
Man. Well, progression would be so much beautiful around this joint.
That's what I'm saying, boy.
We just let things.
If you had reparations in this motherfucker, it'd be astronomical.
Yeah.
Well, move to San Francisco.
Are they about to get reparations?
They about to hand out some reparations.
What's their
reparations of what they say they're gonna get?
Well, theirs was kind of crazy. They were talking about $5 million for people that could prove
that
they went back that far. That's kind of
$5 million?
Yeah, $5 million a person. I don't know how they could afford that.
Do you think that's enough?
It would have to be. You're talking about 30 million black people in the States. So, I mean...
But that would compensate everything that your ancestors been through.
If somebody gave out $5 million to all the black people that could prove that they deserved it, it'd be in the trillions. You couldn't afford it.
It's printing money anyway. I mean, come on, man.
No, you can't afford it, man.
You couldn't afford to print money.
I know people, everybody say that they print money for Ukraine.
Yeah, they sending 150 million over there, no problem. Why can't they give 150 million to that? That's 5 million times 30 million right there.
You can't do
Come on now, we can do the numbers. You know, that come from our ancestors. It's the numbers.
I mean, to me,
you see them good old Rocket Raccoons talking about we ain't ready to receive that kind of money. We need training.
I mean, you're right. You need. To me, black people deserve it.
Yeah, they deserve it.
Yeah,
They deserve it because, it's like when Jimmy Carter, President Carter, got sick, and somebody was talking about Jimmy Carter, and it tripped me out because the dude got to talking about Jimmy Carter when he first ran for office. Some dude in some town in Georgia ran the whole time. People's welfare checks came to him, and he decided if you got your welfare check or not.
Somebody hold on to your money the same way.
So, yeah, right. So, we talk about voter suppression. Jimmy Carter said he was standing at the voters' booth, and this motherfucker was going through the votes, going, nah,
You ain't taking that vote.
no, he can vote. Okay, no, not this motherfucker. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? You can't do that. And he ended up getting this dude sent to jail.
Damn.
Because he brought it to the forefront. This motherfucker's in this little town, running the whole town. He's at the voting booth going through the votes. People don't put their votes in the thing, and he's pulling them out, going, not this, nope, no good, nope. And you know it's a black town.
Yep. You want to make sure that they votes did not count.
Jimmy Carter said motherfuckers' welfare checks came to him. And he decided if you got a welfare check or not.
God damn.
I mean, cold-blooded. And that's when they hit me. I said, man, black people have been going through all kind of shit in this motherfucker country.
Yeah, that's where that trauma stems from.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. They've been through it.
We need our leg up. That's why I feel we do deserve it.
Right. The black people deserves reparations. Damn right. Because we done did all the shit. We done did everything.
Yeah, built this motherfucker.
Right. Built the motherfucker, fought for the motherfucker. I mean, you fought for the motherfucker before it was for a country. Cause see, that's another thing I get pissed about. When I was driving to work one day, listening to motherfucking Urban View, and they had some dude on. He said, "Well, George Washington's 15% of his troops was black."
Yes, facts.
Facts.
Yep.
Facts.
That's facts.
15% of his troops was black. Because the white folks didn't want to go fight. They were like, fuck this shit. Take some of my slaves.
Yeah, let them go fight.
And let them go fight.
Yeah.
They was fighting for their country before they.
Yeah, it was a fucking country. So nobody white should say shit to any black person. I mean, black
they
people.
Really fought for this motherfucker.
Before it was a country.
They literally did that shit.
And then you become a country and you go put the nigga right back in the field.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And they all warmed up, arm shot off, get
Lift your ass and pick my cotton.
I think part of that genocide was mostly blacks too. Like I said, Americans. I think that Americans is already here. I think that in that smallpox that they was giving you, I think that those Native Americans was black too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think all of that was melanated. Was a melanated world getting torn to pieces.
The only reason I agree with that is because if you look at Columbus's diary, man, we're going long. If you look at Columbus's diary,
hell yeah, we're going real long.
He says in his diary, Christopher Columbus, and he said in his diary, these people are friendly. They're walking around with gold necklaces on, gold earrings.
You tell me they don't sound like some black people.
Hell yeah.
And they're walking around, they're friendly, and they're welcoming everybody, you know? So if these people, if you're the first person to land here, why are these people not shocked? Why are they not like, ooga booga man? They were like, hey, what's up, motherfucker?
Yeah. And that they had seen other white folks too, you know, even by that logic.
But I think it was the Moors. The Moors have been coming from Spain.
Yeah.
And because me and Nick, that's a whole nother fucking story. We'll be here all night talking about that shit.
We gonna have to get on it.
But those people weren't shocked.
Mm-hmm.
Just like they weren't shocked in Africa that people were showing up. That's the thing that pisses me always off, and I even say it on Twitter. I said if the Indians and the black people in Africa, when the white dude got off the boat, if they had killed him, burnt his bones up, burnt his ships up, because they easily could have did it.
Yeah,
they easily, because you were way outnumbered. They easily could have did it. Could have said, come on, bring you people out the ship. Come on in, man. I got all these naked girls over here dancing around. Come on in, man. We got some wine and shit. Come on in. Come on in. And then killed all of them.
Killed every last fucking one of them.
And burnt their shit up. And then burnt their boats up. And then gonna set some people on the beach. They show up again. We're gonna do the same fucking thing.
Just wipe them out.
And then eventually, we're gonna figure out all they little, what gives them the advantage of their guns and all that shit.
We wasn't evil people like that though.
Exactly. That's my fucking point. That is my fucking point.
They lack compassion. We don't. That's in our DNA.
My fucking point. Is that those people just treated them, and it's in American Gods. I always remember that shit. Orlando Jones is giving his speech to these motherfuckers, and they just sitting there looking at him. He's going black and white. He said, why are you motherfuckers still just looking at me? I'm telling you. He said, you think you still humans. You're not humans no more.
No, he said he think you just peoples.
Right, you just peoples.
Yeah.
You're black. They're white. And they've set it up like that. And when you talk about this shit, it makes people uncomfortable because it sounds like you're being mean. I'm just talking history.
Well, that's the reason why black means sweetheart.
Right.
Black means bleach.
Right.
Because black is just something that they gave you for a status.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a social status.
Right. And all I'm talking is
and in the 1300s, around the 1300s, 1400s, you got labeled as black, and then in the 1600s, 1500s, they got labeled as white.
Right.
Now why is that?
Right. So so you stop beating people and make it okay for me to fuck over you. I mean, all I'm talking is history. Yeah. And the shit is crazy, and it pisses me off that I had to wait till I'm 50 fucking years old to find out about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a lot of other black people that knew about it back in the day, but they always painted them as crazy, angry black people. Yeah, don't listen to them. You know, they're crazy, they're angry, they're racist.
And it ain't got shit to do with it.
Ain't got shit to do with it. I'm just talking fucking facts. If they had killed them people, and I read just last Thanksgiving, I read an article from this Indian lady. She was talking about that shit. She basically said the same thing. She said, my people took care of them fucking pilgrims.
Yep.
They were starving. My people showed them how to farm the land, how to, what animals they could, so that they could fucking survive. And she said, what did they get for it? They got raped and murdered. She said, they'd have just killed them motherfuckers. And I was like, oh! She said, if they'd have just killed them motherfuckers, and everybody would be getting along in a different way.
Yeah, the world would be.
Yeah, you would respect each other.
Yeah.
But
the world,
but because people treated them like people when they got off the boat and allowed them to build up, and then
they just conquered them.
Yeah.
Watch who you giving your information to, because they will try to take it.
We gotta wrap it up, man.
But yeah, on that note, we gonna get out here on the Durka podcast, man. It's been a long one. Sorry we dragged it out on y'all, man. But it's been, you know how it is with those talks, man. So we gonna go ahead and stop it right there and bring that heat to y'all next week, man. We will hit y'all next week on Sunday at 6, man. So
Roger that.
we is out.